Oh, we're gonna have to raise this up. We gotta raise this up. It's just the bottom one.
Check, 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 check. Check, check. They're they're dumping, but I'm not. It's not like when I'm tapping the mics or talking into these mics. It's just moving.
Check 1 2 3 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Oh, I know. All right, we have something. All right, we have the radio somewhere.
It's in that one bag. Like for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be starting here shortly. We are experiencing technical difficulties. The game will begin around 1:10 p.m. Thank you so much for your understanding. This is the Ohio Division Championship in the A7FL.
perspective, obviously Dale has played the entire season with the QC Crush as quarterback, so he's going to offer a player's perspective here in the booth, and we'll have another person up here to kind of dump things off on. So should be a fun stream for us.
Yeah, we're going to have a fun afternoon today, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a little bit of overcast skies. We're in beautiful Roselawn, which is a suburb of Cincinnati, Ohio, here at Woodward High School. Looks like they're wanting to get things kicked off. Can you go to camera one? I think that we're going to stop and pause for the national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem is over, and we are about to get kicked off here with our opening 3-on-1, and it looks like it'll be the Chaos returning the opening 3-on-1 to receive the opening drive here.
Player to look out for here is number 7, Wolfenbarger. I know that he usually comes in and clamps up. He's a hard-hitting guy that comes in from the outside. Look out for him at the bottom of your screen. Here we go.
That's Tevin Redmond back deep to return. Redmond takes the ball, goes across the 10, tries to make a man miss, and he is wrapped up there by your player to watch, number 7, Wolfenbarger.
There he is, son. Watch out for him. He's coming at you all day.
Good call there, Dale. So it'll be a 1st and 10 right around the 20-yard line for the Sin City Chaos.
One name that you're not going to see out there today is Harrison Henry for the Covington Heist. Now, unfortunately, we did catch wind that he may have gotten in a small car accident on the way over here. Players have talked with him and found out that he's okay, but that's going to be a huge loss for this team today, and also prayers to him and his family on what he's enduring today.
Yeah, for sure. Thoughts and prayers, make sure everything works out in his favor for sure. Speaking of quarterbacks, Dale, I believe I got word that the Chaos have their starting quarterback, Keno Thomas, in today. So he was out last week with a little bit of an injury, but it looks like he's back in. There he is, old number 9.
Oh, yes, sir. You're absolutely right. It's definitely going to be the coming back party for Keno Thomas. He was absent for last week's playoff game against the Olentangy Volcanoes. Really happy to see him back and see what he's able to do today.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Got Quentin Vaughn and Tevin Redmond in the backfield. Hand off to Tevin Redmond. Redmond goes around the left side. He's ran out of bounds there by number 3, Tyree Bolden. Who was that there?
Hard to see from this
Oh,
angle,
looked
sir.
like that was number 1, Darrell Marshall.
Looks like Darrell's going to be pulling double duty today, not only playing in that free safety robber type situation spot, but he's also going to be running quarterback on the other side of the ball in the second half.
It's a handoff to Quentin Vaughn there. Quentin Vaughn's a big man trying
He's
to
staying
make a goal
alive.
there. He's wrapped up by a gang of Covington Heist.
definitely one thing that I can respect about this officiating crew. When everything starts to get tied up and gummed up, they do call it.
It's all about player safety here in the A7FL.
We're not out here to break ankles, people. We all know that we got jobs on Monday and Tuesday.
So that'll bring up third down, 25-yard line.
You know, you're looking at a third and short with Tevin Redmond in the back there. I mean, we're looking power right up the middle here, guys.
Yeah,
but they know it's coming.
Don't count out Quentin Vaughn. That's a big man. You give it to him, he's gonna find a way in. He's gonna be a lead blocker there.
Oh wow, with the keeper.
That threw me off because I did think that I for sure thought they handed the ball off there.
It's all right, man. He's keeping us honest out there. He's quick on his feet. Now, I don't know if the white sleeves are really really doing much for the Covington Heist here, man. Definitely a little bit of blending happening there, guys.
So that'll bring up first down for the Chaos as we are chugging along here in the first quarter. I formation, sends a man in motion. Keeps it for himself, looking to find a guy, but
ooh, just in and out of the hands of number 3, Tyree Bolden.
If you remember last week, Tyree Bolden had a huge catch downfield, catch and run. I think it was a 35-yard catch and run for a touchdown. Did a backflip down here in the back corner of the end zone.
Oh, yeah, he was waving the whole way down.
He was doing his best, his best Tyreek Hill impression. He had he had the glasses on and everything.
So it looks like you're looking at a 4-line defensive front here. You got Jaquan Jackson. No, you got Darrell Marshall talking to 85 there. I think that they're going to be running a stunt option with Jackson being that slot corner.
Keno Thomas with a handoff to Quentin Vaughn. Vaughn lowers the shoulder, picks up a couple as he's tackled on the play by number 1, Darrell Marshall.
Keep that man hydrated. He's got to do too much stuff today. There we go.
Just looking at third and long here. Looks like they've ran the ball quite a bit here on this first drive, but this is the first third and long that we've seen. One would think that they're going to, well, there it is. They're going empty backfield, so it looks like they're going to air this one out. Split out wide there is number 8, Quentin Vaughn.
Coming up with the pass. He's rolling. He's making time for himself. He's pushing right. He goes forward. Ooh, a little stunt move.
Makes a man
He's going.
He's
all
the way. And he's
Oh.
pushed out of bounds there by number 7, John Wolfenbarger.
1 or 2 steps, he would have had him. Yeah, look out for Wolfenbarger, man. Definitely an unsung hero on that Heist D.
All right, so that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Chaos. And that's Quentin Vaughn in the backfield there with Keno Thomas. Keno Thomas looking for a man open, throws it to Tyree Bolden. Bolden tries to shake and bake, makes one man miss, looking for a block as he cuts up the right side.
He's moving.
And trots his way into the end zone. Touchdown Chaos, number 3, Tyree Bolden.
Gosh, that's textbook right now. There were some great blocks on the outside that let him get the money to get it upfield like that. That looked great.
That was a fantastic block there by I believe that was number 1, Tevin Redmond on the outside there.
I believe you're right. Man, I'll tell you what, he is just really, really good. Not only in the A7FL, just in football in general, man. Very good football mind.
I mean, you see him walking around pregame, and I mean, it's insane. I mean, he's got his shirt off. Dude looks crazy out there. I mean, he's jacked to the gills. So it looks like we're going to go for the 1-point conversion. They're lining up on the 5-yard line.
They're probably going to get back to that run game that's been doing so well for them, The Chaos have got one of the bigger lines in the league.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, they've got some large dudes across both defensive and offensive line. Keno fakes the handoff, looking to pass, getting some pressure by Shane Kennedy. Dumped it to the back of the end zone, but it's an overthrown pass. And the conversion is no good. So your score with 8:41 left in the first quarter. Cincinnati Chaos 6, Covington Heist nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen, just want to also give you a quick heads up here. I know if you joined us last week on the broadcast, we did have a hairy situation up here in the press box that was out of the production team's control, and we unfortunately still this week do not have a scoreboard, so we are getting information relayed to us from the field and the referees down below. So just kind of bear with us here. The clock may or may not be right, but right now we're still, like, we had just got clarification after I had said 8:41 left that it is 8:50 left here in the first quarter. So just kind of bear with us. We're sorry for any hiccups, and we're going to keep this train moving here. Oh, and he fumbles the return there, but he's got to grab it. It's going to be picked up. That's number one, Tevin Redmond. Redmond takes it to the 20, the 10, the 5, and he's met, but he makes it to the end zone. That's touchdown chaos.
Now we're going to have to make sure that we get clarification on everything that just happened here, but wow, that's insane. To be able to go up that quickly in that amount of time.
Yeah. But that's what you see out of this Chaos team. I mean, they are hitting fast, they're hitting early, they strike fast, they strike early. It's been like that all season.
They do everything fundamentally well, and they fly to the football. They don't mess around out here.
So that'll be it. Looks like the flag's waved off.
Now, was that flag just being as a placeholder? Let's get an A7FL clarification here for all of our folks at home.
We're taking a look. It looked like he picked the flag up and they waved it off, but I guess they're going to mark him down.
Said first and goal, apparently. I'm going to try to communicate as much as I can.
So it wasn't a touchdown then. I didn't catch what the penalty was on that play. Did you, Dale?
Now, I could be wrong here, but, just out of, my small exposure to the league, I believe that is a dead ball fumble coming from the other way, because if you think about it, you only got one guy trying to tackle possibly three guys. I mean, that's going to go the other way many times more than not.
Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and take it over here. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. So good field position regardless.
And I'll tell you what, I see a big body in the backfield there. Maybe there's some foreshadowing to that.
That's number 8, Quentin Vaughn. Hand off to Vaughn. Vaughn takes it up the middle. He's tackled on the play there.
Yeah, Vaughn's a good dude, man. Definitely keeps the ball moving forward. Definitely a good teammate. Definitely a teammate guy.
That tackle on the play was number 45, Melvin Akubu.
Now, definitely keep an eye on number 59, Jonathan Clock, on the Chaos. He really bullies guys inside. So if they're really wanting to push the ball forward, look at this size disadvantage you got here. You got May on the green side, and then the rest of them are just not quite stacking up against that offensive line. I would see them relying on the run heavy.
Mayday is a big boy, and that is definitely somebody I don't want to be tackled by. But I'm telling you right now, 59, he's got good footwork, good hand placement there for an offensive lineman for sure. So that'll bring up 2nd down. Keno, handoff there to number 1, Tevin Redmond. Redmond takes up the right side, hurdles a guy, takes it across the 25, and he's ran out of bounds by number 18.
And he's showing his athletic ability yet again, hopping over that defender. Who was that he jumped over? That was disgusting.
I didn't catch who he jumped over, but the guy who ran him out of bounds was number 18, Andrew Ruffin.
What a play to keep the ball alive, man.
Like I was saying earlier, the guy is absurdly athletic is the only way I can describe him.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I mean, there's a reason as to why he was the easy fit when they realized that Keno Thomas wasn't going to be there for last week's playoff game.
That is right. That is right. He was the backup quarterback and still came in and helped the Chaos to I believe it was a 63-7 route of the Olentangy Volcanoes.
Oh, yeah, 220 yards passing, 50-something yards rushing, 5 tutties.
You can't argue those stats. A 1st and 10. It's Quentin Vaughn in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, looking to pass, getting some pressure there. It's Shane Kennedy. Makes a man miss as he finds his way back across the middle, goes across the 10, across the 5, reaches out, and he is in the end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, first game back. That is a rushing touchdown by number 9, Keno Thomas.
Keno Thomas has not missed a step, people. Look at him doing a 24-yard run off the line like that, diverting guys. Circle button, R1, trigger stick, left analog stick. He was in there.
It's almost a cheat code for that guy. It really is. So that'll bring your score to 12-0 Chaos as we await the conversion. And it looks like, depending on where the marker is at, it looks like they might be going for 2 here.
Oh, it seems to be that way. That marker's set up at the 10. That's where the ref's standing. Looks like they're going for 2. They're really going to try to rub some salt in right here.
Look down here at the bottom of your screen, split out wide is number 11, Kyle Hogan. Keno looking to get the pass off, but he's sacked by number 45, Melvin Akubu. So that's another missed conversion attempt for the Chaos, which keeps your score 12-0.
We're hearing Akubu's name a lot this quarter. He is really starting to turn it up on defense.
He is a very, very good.
You know, the funny thing about him is he actually had a stint that he was playing with the QC Crush in the fall brawls. And he showed up to a weighted vest to our first practice.
Really?
He was running wide receiver routes and outside linebacker moves in a weighted vest, people. The dude is insane.
So with the 12-0 score here, with the ensuing 3-on-1, we got about 5:13 left in the first quarter.
Will we ever see the Heist offense hit the field this quarter? I don't know.
Telling you what, I would love to know who they're going to have in for backup quarterback for Harrison Henry. That's for sure.
It's going to be tough because it's definitely some larger shoes to fill. Now, their last year quarterback was Darrell Marshall. Let's see if they end up pushing the needle in that direction here in a second.
Copy, we got it. Takes a lofty bounce, grabs it, takes off across the 30.
Made a guy miss.
A lot of spin moves there as he goes back across the left side. That's Andrew Ruffin as he is suplexed at the 50-yard line.
A little bit of spice
by
at the
number
end.
21, Dre Pope. And that'll be an unnecessary roughness penalty.
A little bit of spice on the end there. They started to blow the whistle dead, and he still went ahead with it anyways.
He must have took tackling drills from Paris Weatherby last week, because Weatherby did the exact same thing. He did his best Brock Lesnar impression last week, body slammed a guy. So it looked like they were trying to do the same thing this go-around, but unfortunately the A7FL, you can't do that, so that'll be an unsportsmanlike penalty.
Beautiful hip toss. You're definitely getting a point in wrestling.
Oh,
Might get the flag on you
great.
out here.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Covington Heist. And it looks like in at quarterback is number 1. Oh? Number 1, Darrell Marshall.
Looks like we got Darrell Marshall, the run option Cincinnati Master. Here we go.
That's a keeper for Marshall as he goes around the left side trying to find the hole, but he gets ran out of bounds by number 10, Clay Ballinger. We can't forget about the running game there for the Heist, too. That's Seth Chambers. Seth Chambers is a fantastic runner.
Oh, yeah, and they do have a very good third down back at number 22, Tavion Jouet.
It looks like there was another flag on the play there, and it was on the Cincinnati Chaos for a sideline warning. They were chatting too much with the referee during the play.
You know, they talk a little bit over there. I think that it's one of those, like, getting in their head type of things they like to do in the first quarter. We'll see it start to dissipate as the game goes on.
So we got 2nd down here. Marshall looking to pass, getting some pressure, tries to find a hole, bounces around to the right side. Not before he picks up the 1st down, though. And they got to be careful, though, Dale, because I remember last week, I believe it was Smothers, their one of their coaches, did get ejected at the end of the game. So
Oh, yes, sir. One of their head coaches, Brent Smothers, he definitely needs to tone it down. You know, all eyes are on him this week because this is the co-main event of the 1 o'clock time frame. A lot of people are going to be watching that Tampa Nightcrawlers versus Orlando O-Town Orange game today, but you're going to be seeing a lot of highlights from us as well.
So that 3rd and short will bring up, well, it'll be 3rd and short here. I thought that was a first down. I thought he picked up the first, but I guess he got ran out just shy. That's a handoff to Seth Chambers. If you give it to Old Reliable there, he's just got to pick up one, and I believe he did. We'll see where they mark the chains.
And that's what they need to do. That's going to be their recipe for success. Just keep giving Chambers the ball until he gets gassed. Just keep pushing that needle forward. They've got the good mentality on the offensive line to keep pushing, even while being slightly undersized compared to the Chaos.
So about 2.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Another first down for the Covington Heist.
Tight end on the left side.
Marshall getting some pressure, throws across the middle, and that is caught. That's number 17. Who is that there? Yeah, 17, Aubrey Harris.
Aubrey Harris
with a huge game last week, and it looks like he's coming up big in the clutch again for the Heist.
Week 1, Cincinnati A7FL Player of the Week, Aubrey Harris, definitely showing that he is a name to be reckoned with in this league.
It'll be minute 40 left here in the first quarter.
He's doing the too small impression. Oh, man.
You got to love the personality these players show out on this field, man. It makes the league fun.
Oh, you got to, man.
So it's 1st and goal here.
Watch them run it right up Joshua Van Strine's gut. Right on the right side, that right side tackle.
Marshall, the handoff to Chambers. Chambers loses his footing, though. You got to be careful with that because it did rain quite a bit this morning, so that field's still going to be a little slippery.
Don't get me wrong, you're looking at turf down there. It's a very good field conditions for right now, but you're not going to get all the cuts that you would have if it was a much drier day.
So it's 2nd down here, about 4 to go with 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Can we see a Covington Heist punch one in here before the end of the first quarter? Or are we going to flip field before then? What do you think, Dale?
You know, I've got a feeling that they're going to try and get Aubrey Harris at the top of the screen right now, right here. They're going to try and give him a jump ball.
It's a solid matchup. I believe that's Paris Weathersby on the outside there. So that's a good big-on-big matchup there. Drops back, looking to pass as he's getting some pressure there by number 59, Clark. Makes another man miss, and he's looking for the end zone. Spins out. There's a flag on the play. Does a hurdle, reaches, but I think he's going to be marked down at the 1. However, there is a penalty flag. I believe that might be holding.
That was incredible how he kept that play alive. Every time you thought someone was grabbing him, someone's tripping him up.
And that was a block in the back on the offense there, so they're going to back him up. Unfortunate, especially with that effort. You know he's probably going to be reaming his offensive lineman for the block in the back there.
Oh, yeah. You got to be a little nice to your big men, though.
Yeah, you got to. You got to if you don't want any more of those. But you got to think with an effort like that, you're thinking, man, we were right there.
And that's a timeout from the Covington Heist. Probably a smart move on their behalf. I mean, you got Darrell Marshall playing both ways. He just ran his butt off trying to continue that play on and on to just end up getting a block in the back. That's definitely got to hurt his chops a little bit.
Now, in a situation like this where, you know, you were down close enough to maybe strike a little blood here at the end of the first quarter, but you end up getting backed up by a penalty. You know, have you ever been in a situation like that, Dale, in your time playing here?
It's definitely, yeah. Oh, it's certainly happened a couple times for sure. And right here at this stadium, it's like I'm getting deja vu. Punch yourself up to the 5 and then watch it get called back to the 20. Then you're kind of at the point right there at the 20 as to where, well, I'm on the 20, I can't punt it, so you got to go for it on 4th down. So if they want to sit here and mess around and keep getting this ball pushed back, it could really hurt the momentum of their offense and how their play calling opens up with their run-heavy offense they like to do.
Oh, I totally agree. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking down on the field and wondering what's going on, we have come to the end of the first quarter with your score 12-0 Chaos. 3 quarters to go until we crown an Ohio Division champion. And I'll tell you what, for coming in for Harrison Henry, man, Darrell Marshall is playing his tail off right now.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that the most important thing that they need to do for him right now is get him some liquid IVs on the sideline, get him juiced up with water. With this small little break, every little break for him is going to help in this game.
What's your favorite flavor liquid IV, man?
Oh, I got probably the cherry lemonade. That's a good one.
I've never had that one.
That's
I've only
good
ever had the strawberry.
Or maybe
They're
cherry
real good,
limeade,
though.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Those are good. Yeah, those are good. I like those. I'll have to look for the cherry limeade though next
Oh,
time.
you
I
got
didn't know
to,
they had
man.
those.
Absolutely. You know, I'm
preface by
staring
saying
at
not
this
a
Captain
sponsor.
D's across the street, and I keep thinking about getting some fish and chips afterwards. My gosh.
Shout out once again to Woodward High School. I mean, they've been gracious hosts here after we ended up leaving LaSalle High School. So it's been fun being here.
It's a very unfortunate turn of events, us departing from LaSalle High School, but they have been such wonderful hosts over here at Woodward, giving us every opportunity to succeed here in the A7FL Cincinnati division. Looks like we're going back at it, folks.
Run the clock. So as we head into the second quarter here, it'll be second down and a long way to go. Marshall dropping back, looking to pass, getting some pressure there. Dumps it. Looks like it was just overthrown. Pass intended for number 6, Seth Chambers.
And it's a play that I've watched in film time and time again. They love to get Seth Chambers to do a little roll on the outside and wheel it up the sideline. Now, the only difference between Harrison Henry running it and Darrell Marshall running it is that because he ended up doing the little pump fake and the little power move to the left, he then pushed the defense to that side. He's got to look to the right side and act as if he's committing to the right, and then go to the left at the last second.
And you'll have those little kind of tweaks and different things happening when you got a backup quarterback in for sure.
You're right. I'm sure that they're definitely going to take a look at that one again.
So third down here, Marshall looking for an open man downfield, throws across the middle. Oh, the pass was intended for number 17, Aubrey Huff. That was
Aubrey Harris.
Hands, though.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Aubrey Harris. My apologies.
A familiar name within this offense. You know, he came across the middle that time. Usually you see him in one-on-one situations on the outside corner hitting that fade route. A great athlete, nonetheless. Unfortunately, suffered an eye injury in week 1, battled back and got himself back into the game. And as you can see, man, he hasn't missed a step.
So to bring up fourth down and about 14 and a half with 13:30 left in the second. Marshall unloads downfield, pass intended for Huff. Or Harris. And that's a big catch by number 17, Aubrey Harris.
Just like I was saying, one-on-one fade situations. They even brought the safety over the top. He couldn't get there fast enough.
Dale, is that Aubrey Harris or is that Randy Moss? I mean, let's be real here. I mean, come on.
He might be wearing Randy Moss's cleats, but that's definitely Aubrey Harris, folks. Well, it looks as if they're definitely going to be going from the 5-yard line.
So that'll be a 1-point conversion attempt here for the Covington Heist. Looking to bring this game within 5.
They're doing a great job of developing the run, getting themselves on point with that, and then fooling you with the pass. You know, you got Darrell Marshall there. You think it's going to be run option.
And that was a pretty pass there.
That was great.
That was a very pretty pass.
Definitely showing how
Definitely
showing how great of an athlete he is.
Marshall getting some pressure, steps up in the pocket, looks for the pass. Throw it, almost a nice, insane one-handed grab, almost.
He had him wide open. Unfortunately, he's just got to take a little bit more time to complete that pass. Isaiah Lovelace was wide open there, folks.
He seems to be their go-to conversion attempt guy, too. They seem to try to get him the ball a lot.
Yeah, when they're running outs and speed outs and things like that, it's usually Jeffrey Botts, which unfortunately I believe is not here today, or insert option 1A.
Jeff Botts is a fantastic player, too.
Oh, he's a stud. Former rugby player. He definitely comes out there with that animal mentality.
So your score here, 12:59 left in the half. Your score, Cincinnati Chaos 12, Covington Heist 6. It's a closer game than I think a lot of people imagined. I think a lot of folks at home thought that the Sin City Chaos were going to come out and maybe try to do a little bit of a steamroll thing here. But if you remember correctly, the last time these two teams played, yes, it was a shutout. The Chaos did win, but it was only 26 points.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. And truly, it was just a couple of miscommunications and bad decisions on the Covington Heist defense. A couple of good plays.
I believe that was the game that got called as well because there was a medical emergency on the sideline.
No, actually, that was Heist versus Crush.
Was it? Oh, yeah, you're right. That's a big tackle there. That's your boy right there, number 7, John Wolfenbarger.
Hey, you got to watch out for him on the outside, man. The dude's an animal. Definitely a guy that's making a name for himself in this league.
He's scrappy. He's a smaller statured guy, but he's not afraid to get in there and lay some hits for sure.
And that's the thing, too, man. I run the 3-on-1 with the Crush as well, and obviously I'm the guy that throws off the ball. But you got to show some respect for a guy like that. Comes in and just does his job perfectly every single time.
So for the folks at home, Dale, if you could just kind of give us a quick insight, maybe either now or at the next little break that we have, but on a 3-on-1, that has got to be that's a weird thing because everybody's so used to the kickoffs and everything like that. That's kind of what kind of a strategy would you guys have for something like that?
Oh, it's so heavy. I'll tell you what, you got a bunch of different playmakers on the offensive side of the ball that definitely puts you in different situations as to how you run your play opportunities. We'll go over it for sure on the next break.
That is an incomplete pass there. That was Keno Thomas with a pass intended. I believe that's number 3, Tyree Bolden. Little overthrown pass there, bringing up second down.
Now, Keno is a pure athlete through and through. Definitely a 93 overall rating, and I would say that his Achilles heel is putting the ball in the right spot at the right time. Now, he's done a really great job playing inferior competition, but it looks as if the Heists have come out ready to play this week. They got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder after that last game against these guys.
I think they do because I mentioned this earlier in the week. The last time these two teams met, they were undefeated.
Yep, you're exactly right.
They got shut out and blemished on their record. So, I would assume that they would be coming out looking for a little bit of hot revenge. Keno trying to roll out to his left.
Keno's got space.
And he's ran out of bounds there. That's number 1.
Looks like about the 45, maybe 46-yard line. That's one heck of a play by Keno Thomas.
And that's the scary thing about sending too many guys to rush him is that if you're not good on your pursuits and you're not good on if you don't read your keys right coming off that line or that edge, you're going to get ran past. I mean, he is so fast off the edge.
With Keno Thomas, because he has that electric leg ability in protecting the ball and getting it to the outside, continuing plays, you really have to play him outside in and try to force him to step up in the pocket.
A lot of contain, for sure. You got to contain him one way or the other. If you're one of the defensive ends here for the Heist, you really got to pay attention to not shooting too far inside.
Yep.
You want to kind of play those outside edges a little bit and just kind of sit and kind of wait, let him make the move for you.
You're exactly like being thrown. So this play's on, folks. All right, so here we go. We got Van Strine at the bottom of the field opposite of Chambers. Let's see if that run option to the right side works for him.
That's a timeout, Sin City Chaos. So let's, while we got the timeout here, let's kind of get into that 3-on-1 talk there for a minute.
Oh, absolutely.
So how does a strategy work out for that? Like as far as, you guys are the 3 on the 1. How does that work out for you guys?
Absolutely. So as to where the difference in between kicking and punting, right? In punting, you actually have the luxury of getting the ball out of bounds. In kicking, that is not the case. If the ball goes out of bounds on kicking, then they get to run it out from the 25-yard line. But long story short, the way that it is you're typically looking at it is if you've got somebody that likes to stretch the field, you got to get it to the outsides as close as you possibly can. Now, typically, I wouldn't suggest trying to dive the ball in front of somebody unless if you're putting it on a dot. Now, if you're wanting to get it over top of them, changing in misdirection is key in this, so you can close and contain.
Seth Chambers with the handoff. He's wrapped up there.
Now,
First man on the play there is number 2, Ed Hahn.
It's getting choppy down there on the sideline. Tevin Redmond and Josh Van Streen down there having a little chop fest. Now, also, one of the things you got to look at, too, as well is if I got Tevin Redmond back there collecting the kickoff or the punt, I know that he's bringing the house right here,
For
right
sure,
now. So
for
you
sure.
know that you got to be on your cues, wrap up, and go, because it's going to be very rare that you're going to be on top of him when he's run full force, predicting the way that his movement and his momentum is going.
And like we
Now,
said, super athletic too.
exactly. Now, if we got a quick guy out there, then we're going to know that he's going to try to spin it up outside, try to make one move to then make it a 2-on-1. And then it's just a fight between everyone.
So you got Marshall. He's bringing up second down. He's in the backfield there with Chambers. Drops back, looking to pass.
Chambers with
pressure.
a beautiful
Chambers picking
block.
up the block. Finding his way back up the middle. Got one man to miss. He's wrapped up and brought down. That's number 15. Is that number 15? I don't have a number 15
I don't think
on our roster, unfortunately.
Yeah, we don't, unfortunately. Now,
Shout out to number 15.
Now that was a beautiful play right there. I'll tell you what. Edward Hahn, also the owner of the 82 Chargers, got split out of the play completely by Seth Chambers with the beautiful halfback block.
I believe number 15 is Paris Weathersby, but they had him down last week as number 7. So I think he may have changed numbers heading into the championship game.
Yeah, there's a very good chance he got a ripped jersey. I ripped my jersey in the Florida game last year.
Definitely happens.
If we would have came back from 72 to nothing, I would have had to found myself a new one. Look at Chambers at the top of the screen.
Sending Loveless in motion. Loveless takes a snap, and he runs out of bounds, not before picking up the first down.
Chambers completely blew number 15 off the ball there. You know, and that's also something that you got to look for when you're running the jet option and orbit motion and things like that. You got to have good blocking on the outside. You can't just put your twigs out there and expect something to happen.
Yeah, you got to get that good first step. You got to seal off that edge real nice. Otherwise, a skilled defensive end is going to beat you.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get around him every day in the week.
And it doesn't matter how big you are.
And then it's more or less close and contain. If you completely take away the sideline, then the whole team ought to be able to catch up at that point.
Oh, for sure. All you got to do is slow him down. And if everybody else's pursuit game's nice, then you gotta play in the backfield.
Absolutely.
So it'll be another first down here for the Covington Heist as they're driving. Marshall with the handoff to Chambers. Chambers barrels forward. He's wrapped up there by number 97.
They may have called it a little short, but it looks as if he might have made it to about the 37-yard line. Definitely showing his athleticism and pushing forward against these big dudes on the Chaos defensive line.
It's number 97, Kevin Thomas, on the tackle there.
Now, I'll tell you what, I think that one of the things they're trying to do is they got their clamp corner at the bottom of the screen here, number 17. They're pretty much matching him up with opposite of green 17, Aubrey Harris.
6 minutes left here in the half. 12-6 with your Covington Heist driving.
Vincent Rayford, sorry. So it seems as if that he's going to be the number 1 corner. He's pretty much just taking Aubrey one-on-one. He's not fooling around anymore today.
Vincent Rayford had a heck of a playoff game last week. I mean, he had two picks, 1 pick six, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. When you look at Columbus, it's a little
Isaiah
inferior.
Lovelace off the right side. He's got one man to miss, and he's ran out of bounds by number 10, Clay Ballinger.
Exactly. This Chaos team is just so deep. They're so deep that they're going to stomp a Columbus team. They're going to stomp an inferior East Coast team. They're going to stomp the A team. They're going to stomp the Orange. They have a lot of guys on their list that are at that B-level tier that they just need to kind of break through, and hopefully today is going to be a show-signed fact that going up 2-0 on a Heist that was expected to win the division this year, they're going to end up having the upper hand at the end of it all. And then remember, everybody needs to tune in on July 9th, where Cincinnati is going to be hosting your A7FL Final Four Championship. West Coast versus Cincinnati, East Coast versus Florida.
Very interested to find out what teams end up making it to there.
I would say the only for sure probability that's a lock at 99% is going to be the Nightcrawlers.
Shout out Dominique Rogers-Cromartie. Marshall looking for a man downfield, has nobody, tucks it and runs up the right side.
Marshall's
looking for a
got
blocker,
space.
and he's ran out of bounds by number 21, Dre Pope. There's some laundry on the field, ladies and gentlemen.
And Marshall got some space there, and he just decided to roll with it. Now, we're looking at some type of, it looks like a possible holding at the 5-yard line. That's going to push that one back.
And And once again, I think, that's the story of these big plays. It almost feels like anytime we've got a real big play here for the Heist, there gets a penalty, a holding penalty, a block in the back. It's unfortunate to see because, you really think, you want to put these points up, but then you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. And it's like, if we can get that cleaned up, I think we would have a solid game, much better than the game that we're having right now. And we've got a great game.
There's definitely ways that you can hide some of these blocks as well, too. You make it look like a shoulder. Make sure that the momentum goes one way. Maybe just give them a little bit of a push, a little bit of a toss. Sometimes just getting your hands on somebody will make them go in a certain direction. But I will tell you what, hats off to this officiating crew. They're usually on top of their game over here.
Oh, for sure. They do a fantastic job.
Now, we're seeing some big bodies in green right now. Let's see what happens.
Marshall in the backfield with Chambers as he sends Loveless in motion. Fakes the pitch, takes it, rolls to the left side, tries to hurdle a man. I believe that's number 21, Dre Pope. You're not going to hurdle him. He's going to grab you, and he's going to slam you to the ground.
I'd say more of a finesse move than actually trying to get yardage because, to be honest with you, he's only gaining about 2 yards before he ends up out of bounds anyways. Clearly short of the first down. Well, I'll tell you what. You got May and Van Strijn who seem to as if on offense they have yet to come out of the game. They are really holding their own against this stacked Chaos defense, guys. Definitely a shout out to the big man.
And it looks like we've got some chirping going on here from the Chaos sideline to the referees. They need to be very careful because they've done this before, and referees have not hesitated to throw people out. So just got word from the field. It looks like everybody was chirping the refs, and that was an official's timeout because they basically told them, hey, we only want to hear from the head coach. Everybody else needs to pretty much be quiet.
And that's a smart move to do, people. It's just the same exact reason as to why you can't get kids to ref Little League games. We're all taking it just a little bit too seriously. One voice, one opinion. There's one guy running the team. Well, actually, in the Chaos's case, 2 guys running the team.
So it'll be second down here. Marshall with the handoff to Chambers. Chambers bounces it around the left side.
I would say if Chambers cuts up in that play, he might be able to push forward for the first down. He's more of a power back anyways. He doesn't need to be hitting it outside every single time.
It is definitely the slow and steady approach right now for the Heist. They are just picking up nothing crazy, but it's just, these 2 or 3 yard chunk plays, that
I think that what the Chaos isn't realizing is that they are playing exactly into the way that the Heist wanted this game to go. You're about to hit the 2-minute warning in a 12-6 ball game. If the Heist...
Yeah, we're approaching the 2-minute warning. We got about 2:40 here left and running. Empty backfield for the Heist. Sends a man in motion. It's a handoff to Isaiah Lovelace. He's wrapped up there by number 2, Ed Hahn.
That jet sweep ran a little stale. They're definitely going to have to find some type of misdirection to spicing that up a little bit.
So we're looking at a 4th and long here.
Which is very rare for this Heist offense. They've actually been pushing the ball pretty well and controlling the clock.
And we've reached a 2-minute warning, ladies and gentlemen. So, at the 2-minute warning, we are still at a 5-point ball game.
6.
1:51
On the clock.
Yeah.
Well, here we are in beautiful Cincinnati, waiting on a 2-minute warning. Looking like it's going to be a 4th down and 8 is kind of what I'm seeing over there.
Now, I'll tell you what's going to be real interesting here is minute 51 left. These guys keep doing these 2-3 yard chunk plays. They play the clock right. At the end of the second quarter, right going into the half, they go ahead, bang, they stick one in. Then go for the 2 point. Then they're up by 2.
Well, yeah, and also
That's
you
gonna
know
be
that
crazy.
the Heist get the ball back in the
And
second half.
the Heist do start the game. So they've got no choice but to score here.
Yeah, and honestly, the slower the better. I hate to say it, but they're probably going to try to go to Harris at the top of the screen right now. They're going to see if they can go for it one more time.
I mean, that is their go-to man for sure. Aubrey Harris is an absolute stud. And they've got
he's
can't
bodying
tell a
him, he's
number here,
clamping,
but they've
Tampa
got
too.
big on big up top there for sure. He's looking for a man right now. Marshall getting a little bit of pressure, rolling to his
flushed
right
out.
side, throws. That's caught. That's
Aubrey Harris?
Aubrey
Did
Harris
he make it?
taking it out of bounds.
Now, that's the thing, is that they may have called it a little bit short there, but in that situation, I'd rather see it play out.
That's 6 yards. He's got 6 yards
He
to go.
did get it. No, he did not get
Are
it?
they marking him short of the first down?
No, I'm seeing it. Yeah, I'm seeing a flip. Yep, that yard marker's going for first down.
Wow. So that is a turnover on downs, but a valiant effort nonetheless by Aubrey Harris. And that'll be a 1st and 10. A 1st and 10 chaos with 1:38 left in the half.
Yeah, I think that there was a little bit of confusion on the offensive side of the ball over here. But it seems as if they're doing a little something on the sideline. You never know. You could see the Philly special, man. You got nothing to lose here. Now, I'm counting
Did they
7
not-
guys.
So they gave it, so it's the Heist ball, right? Okay. So they did give it to him.
Heist converted.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
it looks
so
as
it
if the
was a
Heist
conversion
converted.
then. Okay, yeah, I was mistaken. So it is a conversion. We're looking at 1st and 6 here.
Now, you got trips at the top of the screen. They may just be doing that to flush everyone out.
Oh, and that is a batted down pass by Kevin Thomas.
What an incredible play. Doing that defensive end contain, staying within movement of himself, put himself in position to make an athletic play.
That'll bring up 2nd and 6. 2nd and goal, 6 yards to go.
And if you're just logging into the broadcast, we're really happy for you to join us today. It's now 12-6, Chaos versus Heist, and it looks as if it's 2nd down at about the 7-yard line.
That's Hemi Hendricks in the backfield. They got a different running back there.
Now, he is their
Marshall.
3rd down conversion back. Watch him power forward.
Here he goes, makes a spin, but that Chaos defense wraps him up.
Yep.
And that is a no gain.
He just did not gain enough momentum off the line of scrimmage. He just seemed to be shuffling too much. But that's okay. That's because the Chaos was doing their job on defense. That just means they need to execute a little bit better on the next play.
So it's 3rd down with 1:10 left, and that's a timeout called there by the Chaos. 109 on the clock.
Very, very smart timeout by them, especially them seeing that the Heist has been trying to control the clock and also gain positive yardage at the line of scrimmage with the run game. I think it's a really smart move for them to call a timeout in this situation. You get a 3rd down stop here. That puts you into 4th down. They can only burn off so much time with that. I think that they might have one more timeout left even if they wanted to hit that one right now. Or they could try and save it for offense. I guess with them being in the field position that they're in, you're not punting the ball here. They got to go for it.
And you would think, too, I mean, the mindset on the high sideline has to be, we got to score. I mean, there is no choice. I mean, if you want, definitely don't want to give the ball back to the Chaos at the beginning of the 3rd quarter, being down by 5. Because they're
you're
just going to try to
exactly
score
right.
one more time.
And the Chaos genuinely have held all the momentum in every single game that they've played in this season. For them to put a stab on them going into halftime, either tied or ahead,
that would be electric.
real kick in the stones. Now, it looks as if they got they got Darrell Marshall still running at the QB position.
That's an empty backfield. Marshall looking for a guy in the end zone, getting some pressure, throws across the middle, almost intercepted. I believe that's Jeremy Dunn.
The big
No, that's
man with the
59.
huss. Jonathan Clark was able to get his butt outside, almost was able to make that catch. If he didn't have the lineman gloves on, folks, he would have been able to get that one in.
It's 103 left. We're at 4th down right now.
We're looking at
103
a
left.
4th down on the 7-yard line. I mean, this is going to be electric. What do you do here if you're the Heist? Do you fake the dive, give Aubrey Harris the fade on the back of the end zone in the right corner? Do you try to do some type of misdirection and let Darrell Marshall just go with it?
If I'm Marshall, I mean, if I'm being honest, if I'm Marshall, you got to look for your big guy. You got to look for Aubrey Harris. He has come in clutch in so many games for them. I mean, you gotta try to find him, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be hard because them Chaos DBs, they got the clamps right now.
Yep, and look at this. You got Van Streen in the middle. You got May on the right side. I'm predicting a rollout right. 8's gonna be a power play, and then they're gonna run it up 17 up in the back of the end zone here.
See what happens. Looking to pass. Got whistles, flag. False start.
Yeah, looks like Skylar Hurd's having a field day over on that sideline, chirping up his defense. And Tevin Redmond looks like to be coming into the game. I'll tell you what, when he comes into the game, you got to take into account the things that he does on the defensive side of the ball.
That
He's
is
a pure athlete.
detrimental, though. It's a penalty like that to back you up. But also at the same time, you got more field to kind of to work with, too. I did just get word from the field, Dale, that I guess there has been some hiccups with the quarterback moving the ball, and they just haven't been catching it. But that right there was what that was.
I think that you're exactly right, sir.
And they finally called it. So need to be careful. But those things happen with backup quarterbacks. We get it. Marshall looking to pass, getting some pressure, throws, corner of the end zone, but it looks like it was a flubbed route, unfortunately, for Isaiah Lovelace. He just wasn't able to get out of his break fast enough.
Looks as if there's a lot going on there, because when he made his break before the goal line, you got to kind of think to yourself, you're putting yourself in a tight spot with not a lot of field to gain there.
So that'll be a turnover on downs with 58 seconds left here to go.
That's got to be so deflating for the Covington Heist sideline. Now, I know that they're going to power on and get their defense going. It looks like they're making a couple substitutions in with big guys, as if they're going to be trying to stop the run here. I will tell you one thing that does look a little bit different this week compared to last week, and I don't know if it's a personnel thing or not, but you've got Wolfenbarger playing in the free safety position.
It's a scary guy to be roaming around back there, I'll tell you that now.
Exactly. I think that that's a little bit odd. Usually Daquan Jackson's usually picking up those abilities, but it seems as if he's running from the other corner route or he's shifting back and forth with that slot receiver.
All I know is that if I'm a chaos receiver and if I try to slide across the middle, I'm going to be real scared because, like I said, Wolfenbarger, man, he lays the wood.
No, you're
I got
exactly
a pitch
right.
back there. That's Tevin Redmond looking to make it.
Tevin,
Makes one man
staying
miss,
alive.
coming up the sideline, and he's ran out of bounds.
Looks like he went down at about the 33-yard line, snuck his way out of bounds, and stayed safe.
That's
I'll
number
tell you
18,
what,
Andrew Ruffin.
keep that train rolling. You only got so much time here left on the clock. They just got to be smart with the ball. If they want to take one up top, then so do it. But they got a little bit of time to play with here.
It'll be 51 seconds here left in the half.
So we're looking at a double back set and 3 linemen down. I've got a feeling they're going to be doing the run option here. Oh, Tevin Redmond running back in the I formation.
Looking for the pitch there, Keno Thomas, as he rolls back. Throws. That's right through the hands there of number 11, Kyle Hogan.
Hogan's definitely a good outlet guy to have on the right side there. Now, it looks as if he tapped in as a tight end. He needs to make sure that he's getting upfield with that ball instead of thinking about making that move before he even catches it there.
And Kyle, I'm telling you what, I've known Kyle for a long time. He is sneaky athletic. I mean, that is the only way to describe him.
Oh, he's a stud. I would say probably one of the best tight ends in the Cincinnati division.
Probably. I mean, he's really good. So with 47 seconds left here in the half, it'll be second down and 10. Thomas And he is sacked, wrapped up in the backfield. That's number 17, Aubrey Harris. So not only is he catching touchdowns, he's catching quarterbacks, and he's doing it real well.
Oh, he's playing out of his mind this game. I think that it's finally time that he kicked it up into this high gear that we're used to seeing him play at. They're giving him time on defense, and he's showing you why he's a name in this league.
We have got a third and very, very long.
Pretty much, scheme goes out the window once you're in these situations.
15 seconds left here.
It's either stop or go home.
15 seconds left here on this 3rd and 20.
Look at May on the top of the screen. Looks like they're running contain off of that side.
And
Aubrey
it
Harris
looks
with the
like
false start.
It's halftime. All right, so we've got a game right now.
We have a game, and we got the Heist getting the ball back after the half. This is incredible.
Is it the Heist getting the... Yeah, the Heist do get the ball back at the half. So we've got a 5-point game right now at halftime in your Ohio Division Championship game to determine who punches their ticket to the Final Four. Your number 1 ranked Sin City Chaos at 12. Your number 2 ranked Covington Heist, 6. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in 15. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the A7FL Ohio Division Championship game where your Sin City Chaos are leading 12-6 over the number 2 ranked Covington Heist. It will be the Covington Heist to receive the ball here after the opening 3-on-1.
I don't think that I'm going to sit here and say it's a surprise. It's just refreshing to see that this is one hell of a ball game, people.
This is fantastic. You guys better strap in. We're in for an exciting second half here. Also, just want to go ahead and relay some information. We do apologize for any hiccups we may or may not have when it comes to the time clock. And we've got a ball game here as he takes off running up the sideline. I believe that was number 13, Hemi Hendricks.
Hemi Hendricks with determination in his eyes as he just kept pushing that ball forward over the 50. He should have been taken down 10 yards ago.
But I just want to clarify here before we get started anymore. We are still having some issues if you're joining us here in the second half with some things that are kind of out of our control. So we do apologize. We'll be updating the scoreboard or the time clock here as best we can. So as we look here at this 1st and 10 on the 45-yard line for the Covington Heist.
All right, looks like that was a quick timeout. Seems like the Heists have already gotten everything figured out. Now, I did have the luxury of being able to talk to the head coach of the Covington Heist during the halftime functions, and I started to realize that they have got a lot of tenacity on that sideline. They're fired up and ready to go. Definitely a lot more emotion on that sideline than the yellow sideline.
As they should be. I mean, you're within 5 points here with the ball in your hands opening the third quarter, and you've got an opportunity to drive downfield here and essentially get the lead.
Oh, and they absolutely have a chip on their shoulder, too. Unfortunately, their second matchup with this team just unfortunately did not work out because of scheduling purposes. So with them coming back from that first decision loss, here we are, 12-6 at the second half.
Isaiah Lovelace went in motion as Marshall takes it up the middle, and he's thrown down by the big man, number 59, John Clark.
Marshall doing exactly what he does best, running that run-pass option. So not only did he have an option from the running back, he also was able to get that jet sweep to come across. One of the things that we did start to see at the end of the second quarter there is that jet motion did start to run a little stale. Hopefully they keep finding ways to disguise that jet motion or fake the jet motion and go somewhere else, which it looks like they did a good job that time.
And it almost makes you wonder, too, because, with Harrison Henry, when he's in the game, Harrison Henry – and I was told this by one of their coaches. He is a pocket passer. So a lot of this might just be a lot of new for the Heist as far as, a lot of different, it's different plays, different movements, different assignments on the offensive line and different things for players. So it's interesting to see how they are reacting to this, having to kind of change the style of their offense a little bit.
It certainly is a different scheme having Marshall instead of Harrison Henry. Well, also, with that being said, I also have an update on the sideline. Harrison Henry is here. He unfortunately did sustain a very small injury during the car accident, so he is very, very, very questionable to be able to play in today's game, but it's nice to see him out there with the head coach and Marshall running through their scheme and Aubrey Harris. Looks like they might be trying to get a tutty with Aubrey right now. Maybe they'll take a stab on second down.
And you got to think, too, the emotional, I guess, astoundment of having Henry on the sideline.
It's really got to pick this team up.
That's got to be a big push for them.
It's really got to pick this team up. You absolutely have to think that not only just the emotional standpoint, but having his brain on the sidelines got to do a lot for this team.
That's Harris in motion. Marshall getting some pressure, looking downfield for the open man, rolls to his left, jumps over a guy, pushes through, gets the first down.
And that first down happened because of will and determination. That was incredible.
Oh, and it looks like they're going to give him the first down. I thought he was just shy.
Definitely willpower that pushed him forward on the momentum. As you can see possibly right now on the replay, that we are seeing him start to push forward with them legs and drive forward. Got him past that mile marker.
So that'll be another first down for the Heist. You would think they would want to take more shot plays here on this drive, too. Maybe try to get in the end zone a little bit quicker than they did at the end of the first half. It's a handoff to Chambers. Chambers up the middle, trying to find a blocker, but he's wrapped up. That's number 97, Kevin Thomas.
That's a good 5-yard game any day of the week. It looks as if with Chambers being in that single back motion, they're going to give him more and more opportunities here in the second half. You know, I went over and talked to him on the sideline. He seemed like he's got a lot of juice in the tank. He didn't seem like he was tired yet.
He's an absolute animal. If he gets out in open space, you better watch out. Oh, we're going to go empty here. Sends Chambers up to the line of scrimmage.
Watch out for Tevin Redmond at the bottom of the screen on the pass rush. Maybe he'll blow up this jet.
It's Aubrey Harris on the jet, and that's exactly what happened. Redmond on the tackle.
See, they're trying to disguise exactly how they're running their offensive set, but when you keep running the jet from the left to the right, I mean, you just got to put an athletic defensive end there to think run first and then go for the pass contained second, especially having a mobile quarterback in Marshall here.
So to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Heist.
Yeah, they need to get moving here. They need to keep momentum in their direction if they want to keep this drive alive.
For sure.
They don't want to go into 4th down and, 23?
That's a nice throw and catch there by number 8, Isaiah Lovelace, for the first down.
They got that extra 5 yards plus then some, an extra 2 or 3 yards. Sorry, I misspoke there, folks. Looks like we're going to be pinning the marker down at about the 28, maybe 29 yard line. That's going to be first down for us, for the green team. Now, the Heists have a lot that they can do in this play. You know, they can go up top and get a tutty to Aubrey Harris, which it looks like they're going to be running twins at the bottom of the screen. But, yes, they are doing their predictable, number 1 and number 6 in the backfield. There's going to be a mismotion or a misdirection play here for sure.
Let's see who they can send in motion here if they decide to. No, they go ahead and keep it. Send Chambers out for a big, big block.
What a block by Seth Chambers!
That size on size there. That's number 97, Kevin Thomas, that just got, just leveled there by Chambers.
Kevin Thomas is a big dude, but I got to tell you what, man, he just got his bell rung. He was not seeing that coming.
I don't think a lot of people did. With the size differential there, that is insane, man.
All it is, perpetual force and being at a lower rate of motion, buddy.
Hey, the low man always wins, right?
Yeah. That's why you better watch out, man. A lot of people would say that this Heist team might be slightly undersized, but they got some big bodies on the line.
They do got some very big guys up front.
At least they're wide. A little bit of thick boy season over here. Who's going to get free T-shirt today?
There you go. Marshall looking for the man to block here as he's trying to get ran around, but he's wrapped up and thrown out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage there by number 1, Tevin Redmond.
He's got to try and do a better job of protecting himself. A lot is going to be asked from him on this second half. He needs to try to keep it cool as a cucumber.
And they got to get their hands on Redmond. It seems like I feel like the Chaos have found the thing that is working, and they're just going to send Redmond every time. And like we've mentioned it a few times already, Redmond is an absolute athlete.
Well, and for some reason, they had Joshua Van Streen out of the game. He's usually running in that right tackle set, and then you got Big Mayday there clogging up the middle. What I don't understand is if they're going to be running that jet to the right, you got to have your A1 day one and big number 56 Joshua Van Streen over there. Now, I'll tell you what, this is an interesting set, having May on the left side, but then you got trips to the right. Maybe it's a designed run to the left.
Empty backfield as Marshall drops back, looking to pass. Good blocks there, but it was a short pass intended for number 8, Isaiah Lovelace.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it does look like he did have options. He just didn't connect with the right pass there. Now, I'll tell you what, there is a little bit as to armchair quarterbacking out there. I know that I've thrown away a couple of balls in my day, that's for sure. Or we wouldn't have had a 1-5 record this year, right?
Well, and to bring that back to what you're saying,
It is
the point for that would be a 7-man game.
Yeah,
You know,
no, you're
there's
absolutely right.
There's 6 other guys out there with you.
Well, with all that being said, unfortunately, with the QC crush, there was just a little bit of attendance and a little bit of personnel things that were happening. But
Ladies and gentlemen, he's just giving you quarterback speak at this point.
they'll be, we'll be back to fight next year. We'll figure it out. Up the
Marshall
left
looking to
side,
pass.
we got open options.
He's open here. He's looking. He's getting wrapped up. Ooh, and he's taken down nasty there
That didn't
by
look
number
fun.
97, Kevin Thomas.
Nah, that didn't look fun. He got wrapped up and bent up like a question mark.
He's up
there.
though. He is up and walking, so that's a plus. His knee did look like it got wrapped up and laid on there for a minute.
You know, you see things like that happen, and then them slow movements at the end.
That was
and it
scary.
just kind of worries you a little bit, man.
I mean, as anybody watching this stream, you know, everybody probably hears from Cincinnati or listening somewhere from Cincinnati. That was reminiscent of the Joe Burrow hit.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh,
the way
you're
that,
absolutely
the way that
right.
knee curled up on him, that was scary.
Well, yeah, he got a body wrapped up under him in between his actual calf muscle and
When
said
your
hammy.
thigh and your calf go perpendicular to the ground, that's never a good thing. That's never good.
It's a scary situation to be in, that's for sure.
But we're glad to see that he's up and walking. That's always a plus after a hit like that. So we got first down here.
I'm seeing that Tev is getting a lot of discussion here on the live chat over here on YouTube. Make sure that if you're not watching on the A7FL.TV stream, that you're also live commenting through the YouTube page. We do take a look at some of
And
that.
that's an interception! That's an interception! Darrell Marshall! Where was the interception there?
We're looking at a dang near perfect game by Darrell Marshall, and unfortunately, he just made a split-second decision and in poor timing. You hate to see it because he's really put his team in a position to win today.
And that is a huge interception for the Chaos there. It looks like that was number 17, Vincent Rayford.
Vincent Rayford doing what he does best. He's definitely got a couple this year. If I'm not mistaken, that's got to be his third or fourth.
I mean, he definitely had 1 or 2 last week, that's for sure.
He's definitely picked me off before. I remember that.
That was a huge miscue there for the Heist. You know, you're looking to put points on the board and close the gap here a little bit, and you know, let's just hope that defense can come out.
It's got to be a little deflating for him, but it looks as if they went out with a completely new personnel here on defense. They've got 100% fresh bodies. Hopefully they can change the momentum of how this third quarter is currently going.
So that'll be a 1st and 10 here on the 35-yard line for the Chaos. Keno Thomas with an empty backfield. Looking to pass.
Making space.
Getting some pressure there. That's
Ball's
a fall!
down!
The ball's down! That's a fall!
down!
And it's
Oh
recovered
my
there by
gosh.
Keno Thomas. But it's
Wow.
going to be a 2nd and very, very long for the Sin City Chaos.
Our favorite harm name to pronounce, Melvin Iwukumba.
I believe it's pronounced Akubu.
Ukubu.
That is what we were told here in the booth.
With the strip on that play. Just an absolutely textbook strip.
About 5.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. We have got a wild game on our hands. I mean, this game still feels like it could go either way.
One name that I haven't heard a whole lot of, and I don't necessarily know if it's a scheming or playing out of position issue, is I have not heard a lot of Jaquan Jackson today. Usually a huge part of this defense, but he
Oh,
seems
for
to be
sure.
lining up to the weak side and covering that wide receiver one-on-one.
It's a handoff there to Paris Weathersby. He's wrapped up on the play there by number 44, Tamar Miller. And if you remember Tamar Miller last week, we got a good clip here from the broadcast production team. He was we had the Jeopardy theme song up here playing over the loudspeaker, and he was doing his best TikTok dance. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful group of dance moves. I will say that.
I will tell you what, as to where the BIC and the Los Angeles Aces, they like to do their dance and TikTok moves, I think that the Sin City Chaos here has certainly fell into suit as one of the predominant Instagram A7FL teams.
Oh, for sure. Their social media game is hardcore, man.
They did a great job recruiting, and to be honest with you, they recruited almost this entire team in about 2.5 weeks' time. Definitely shows that world travels fast about the A7FL. If you're looking to add a team in the A7FL Cincinnati division, we do have
Tyree
the
Bolden
venues.
in motion. Oh, but the pass is batted down, and that's going to be an interception. That's going to be intercepted. That's number 45. That's Melvin Akubu, baby.
Wow! The former possible QC Crush candidate comes in for the heist and gets the pass deflection
That was a
interception.
batted pass for an interception. What a huge play for the Covington Heist.
It's such an incredible thing to see. Look at that sideline. They're going nuts over there. And I got to tell you what, if you're the Chaos, you're definitely scratching your head over here wondering what just happened.
Wow, that is a momentum shifter, if I would say so myself.
This
Let's see
green
what they
team
can do here.
does not want to go home today. They are a thorn in this Chaos, which was at one point in time a heavy favorite.
And you got to think, man, the Chaos, I mean, not to say anything about anybody on the sideline, but you got to think, when you're used to being up by a lot of points, when you're in a 5-point game in the third quarter, that does a lot to you.
It's got to take a toll on you, man.
So it'll be 1st and 10 here. 1st and goal.
1st and 10, the worst first
Marshall,
and
handoff to Chambers. Chambers trying to find a hole up the middle, and he's wrapped up there. That's number 97, Kevin
goal. Hey,
Chambers.
positive yardage, man. 4 yards, that'll get it done. Do that 3 times in a row, you're getting tutties. You really want to see it for the momentum on the Heist today, to punch one in here and make a real ball game out of this. They've been flirting with that tenacity. Hopefully they get it done here.
It will be an interesting thing to see if they can actually pull this one off for sure.
And as some of you may or may not know, the Covington Heist is a second-year squad. The Chaos is a first-year squad.
Marshall fakes the handoff to Chambers, takes it around the left side, trying to find an opening. He's wrapped up there on the play by number 15, Paris Weathersby.
Marshall called his own number there and unfortunately didn't get very far. So hopefully they're able to tweak something on the offensive line because he really didn't have nowhere to go there.
Looks like he was back on the line of scrimmage there, so it'll be a 3rd and goal.
It looks like we got about 3rd and goal from the 7, maybe
Yeah,
6.
2.5 minutes left here in the third. This game has predominantly been played on the right half of the football field this third quarter.
We got a defensive stalemate, folks. If you teach a defensive clinic, start pulling clips right now. A7FL Cincinnati through the YouTube page and the .com.
Marshall looking to pass. Throws, and that's caught. That's number 13. That's Hemi Hendricks.
Yes!
For a touchdown.
Yes!
That's Hemi Hendricks on the
Whoa!
touchdown.
Hemi Hendricks. Everybody's favorite utility player. Coming out of the slot receiver position, running that quick out. He is a hard man to stop, folks.
Kind of a callback to what I was saying. The low man wins. He gets down there, man, when he's running. I mean, his pivots are fantastic. You got to be able to get – it's hard to get lower than a guy like that.
It's so hard, man. It looks like he's probably repping about 200 pounds. He's pretty yoked up, too, man. He's a scary dude to meet with that low central force.
Ladies and gentlemen, barring this 1-point conversion, we got a tie ball game.
This is actually, if you're on the Sin City Chaos sideline, this is fudging scary here.
If you're not watching the A7FL stream right now, or if you're not hip to how the A7FL works, I got news for you. You better get used to it because I think this league's going to be here to stay.
If you're not watching this stream live, you're really doing yourself a discredit for the excitement. Looks like
So
Darrell's a single
trips
back right now.
Yeah, single back, trips right. Looking to pass, getting some solid pressure up the middle, though. Makes a man miss. Throws to the back of the end zone.
Oh, almost
That's a
caught on
tip.
the second attempt, too. But
A tip
just
pass
missed.
and almost caught on the second attempt. That was a fantastic effort. But, hey, Dale, we got a tie ball game,
We got
baby.
a tie ball game, buddy. Here we go.
About a minute
is something
40
to talk
here.
about
Minute
right
40
here.
left in the third quarter, and we have a tie ball game. I don't know if the Chaos have ever been in a position like this.
I don't think that they expected this at all, folks.
I don't think so either.
And what I don't really understand is I'm looking at all these players and unis on the sidelines, They might be a couple guys short. They certainly are short.
I know Dante Jackson is not, yes.
And then you also got Corey Bridges, the guy from the Indy Bison.
Corey
was supposed
Bridges
to be
is
here
one
today.
heck of a running back, too. I mean, it is nothing against Quentin Vaughn. Quentin Vaughn's fantastic. But Corey Bridges, I believe he was the leading either with the leading touchdown or the leading rushing. I believe maybe both for the BCFL over there in semi-pro for Cincinnati.
He is by far and behold the #1 running back in the state of Indiana, which also possibly is a segue into if you're in the Indianapolis division and you're looking to get an A7FL squad, it might be closer than you think.
Hint, hint.
Looks like we got a 3-on-1 throw-off. We've got everybody's favorite 3-on-1 defender, Harvey Wolfenberger, at the top of the screen. Let's see what goes down.
That's Tevin Redmond there, taking the bounce.
That's a live ball!
That's a live ball! Live ball! And it's recovered by Tevin Redmond, and he's down.
His knee was down.
He's down.
You know, they pick up that ball, it's dead, but it's live. I think that he didn't really expect that was a live ball. Which, gosh, I got to be honest with you, that's definitely something that you got to go over with in at least, you know, your pregame or just your A7FL rule book. Like, that is a live ball, folks.
So after the live ball miscue there, we're looking at a 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line for the Sin City Chaos. How electric would that have been if the Heist would have recovered that right there?
That would have been incredible. Actually, I'll tell you what, the momentum needle would have finally switched their way.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
They're like fighting in this like David Goliath type of battle right here.
Which is ironic given the mascot for the Chaos.
And also with them being a second-year team versus a first-year team, you wouldn't expect the tides to turn that quickly.
He's got a double backfield here. Keno Thomas with the handoff to Quentin Vaughn. Vaughn pitches it back.
A little bit of flag football there. We saw a little bit of a pitch back to
Kyle Hogan.
Tight end, Kyle Hogan there.
And that's the one thing you got to say about the Chaos I've noticed, too, is when they get kind of in a pickle there, they get kind of hemmed up, them guys know. The awareness is right there. They know where to be at and where to be able to find the little holes to be able to, hey, let's take that, just go. Go. They're not going to expect that. I mean, it's happened so many times in my time here in the booth, so.
Not just in 7s, but 11s ball. A lot of these guys are transplants from, like you said, the BCFL and the PFL. As to where you look at a lot of the guys that are on the high sideline, they're more of a flag football correlated team.
I'll tell you about the Cincinnati and like the tri-state area in general has fantastic amateur league football. I mean, you can't say nothing bad about it at all.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Just as even another plug right here in the PFL, located right here in the heart of Cincinnati, is your Sin City Bucks. I believe that they're 6-0 after last night.
That's a good team, and a lot of these guys over here for the Chaos. But I think right now, that's the end of the third quarter. So we're looking at a tie ball game heading into the fourth. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 15 minutes away from one of these teams punching their ticket to the Final Four here in Woodward High School.
This is a lot closer than a lot of people thought it was going to be. This is truly an incredible feat that the Heist are about to pull off here. They've got the momentum. They've got the needle starting to point in their direction. They look a little bit less tired. You know, yellow on the gold team over here. They're kind of sitting on the bench.
We got to think, when you make big plays like that, man, it juices you up. It gets you hyped up.
And one of your biggest vocal leaders on the sidelines doing what he's got to do right now. Look at all them players assembling around Darrell Marshall. What are we going to do, bro? What are we going to do, sir?
And what a way to elevate your backup quarterback and make him feel like, hey, I'm making a splash right now. You got to do that with a guy who's your backup for sure.
Oh, yeah. And it's not as if one of those things is to where, like, he feels as if he's earned it and it got taken away or whatever last year. It's nothing like that in its entirety at all. He is such a great athlete that when Harrison Henry started to come into the league, proved himself as a pocket passer, Darrell just took the obvious push and he just went over to that slot receiver and second running.
Thing about the A7FL is one thing that I've noticed in my time here is you really get to see the athleticism of some of these guys. I mean, a lot of these guys will play both ways sometimes.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And then also with that being said, shout out to Jaquan Jackson. I was like, yeah, we haven't really said his name much, and maybe that's because they don't want to throw his way.
No, I don't. If I were them, I wouldn't. So that's a handoff there to Tevin Redmond as he takes off up the left sideline for a gain of about 10. See where they spot him at here, if he got the first down or not. Nope, looks like they marked him just short, so it's going to be 3rd and about 2, 1.5, 2.
Yeah, you start to look at this Chaos roster, you can definitely see that there's a couple of new faces in their rotation. Unfortunately, Robert Lee Minji is on the sideline today. And
Fantastic player.
Guys that we were talking about as well.
So going with that double backfield again with Redmond and Vaughn. Handoff to Redmond as Redmond finds his way up the front, chewing away at some yardage there. He's thrown down there by, I believe that is number 5, Tone Scott.
It seems as if the Chaos is looking to do more of controlling the clock than making big electric plays. Now, with the conversion of that first down, you start to push yourself into the fourth quarter here. And if they can get it under 10 minutes with a score, it would take a little bit for the Heist to have enough time on the clock to be able to do something with that.
And the Chaos are a pretty confident bunch too. I mean, I think, you know, if you look at how they're kind of controlling the clock right now, one would say that they would be confident enough to be like, let's just chew away this clock and punch one in and get the heck out of here.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. And that would be the smart move right there. But any which way you look at it, they're going to make their own calls on the play, and it's their world. We're just living in it, folks.
That's a first down, looking for the blocker as he rolls to his right side, up the sideline, and he's wrapped up, thrown out of bounds there by number 18, Andrew Ruffin.
I don't think they're going to throw a flag. Ooh, and then it comes the flag.
A little bit of laundry on the play. So are they going to give a late hit to 18, Andrew Ruffin?
I think that's what's going to happen here.
No.
To be honest with you, it's tough.
They just did a defensive holding, it looked like. That looked like it was defensive holding on the Heist.
I got to be honest, this kind of reminds me of the old,
Oh,
what was it?
there's another flag.
The 2017 playoffs where the Bengals were playing the Steelers. We almost had the game in hand, and then Vontez Burfict had a late hit. Pac-Man had a late hit.
Dale, I'm going to stop you there. I think you just triggered the entire city of Cincinnati.
Yeah, remind everybody it's probably the worst cocktail party you've ever thrown in your life.
I can tell you I was sitting in a B-dubs, and I didn't talk for 3 hours after that game.
I think we were all about that situation. The only thing that was worse than that was the Carson Palmer knee injury, which again,
I was a youngin for that game, but I remember watching it. That was my heart broke for John Kitna to come in like that with all the pressure.
devastating for the city of Cincinnati.
But hey,
Which was that penalty devastating for the Covington Heist? Did they just really tack on another 15?
I believe they gave them not an unnecessary roughness, but I think they were talking too much. I think that's what the thing was. I think they started arguing and they flagged him again. So it's going to be another first down here after the double penalties. Tyree Bolden goes in motion there. Jaquan Jackson ghosting him right there.
Yeah, he's got the clamps on this game. Nothing's going his way so far.
That'll be a handoff to Paris Weathersby. Weathersby tries to split the defenders, but he's wrapped up and he's flipped and suplexed by number 6, Seth Chambers. But and did you see what happened there? Did you see? That wasn't a fumble. He was trying to pitch that ball back. That's what they do. I just said that. They got a lot of awareness, and they try to find the different holes and things like that to get that ball out there.
It's a dangerous ball game to be playing in a tight situation like this.
There is no doubt.
Now remember, this is a continuous clock, folks, so we're not going to see another clock stoppage until a timeout, team timeout, official timeout, or that magical 2-minute warning.
And if the clock is correct here, we haven't gotten much word from the sidelines yet. We are looking at about 12:35 here in the fourth quarter.
Motioning in a tight end into the mix.
Fakes the handoff to Redmond and keeps it for himself. Goes up the left sideline. Trying to find a hole. And he's thrown to the ground there. I believe that was number 1, Darrell Marshall.
Yeah, the Heist certainly had the momentum as they swarmed to the defense there.
10:30 left in the fourth quarter here. We got a third and about 4. That's a run by Tevin Redmond as he tries to find his way up the middle, and he's wrapped up.
And they just keep giving the ball to Tevin Redmond in the backfield, folks. It seems as if this is going to be his show here in the fourth quarter.
That's number 5, Tone Scott. We're at 10 minutes here on the clock.
Looks like the Chaos is putting in a 3-lineman set with a double back mix. Usually a pretty run-heavy formation.
Fake, gives the handoff there to Quentin Vaughn. Quentin Vaughn trying to find the block from Tyree Bolden, and Seth Chambers is getting in there in the mix as he rolls around with him and throws him out of bounds.
I think that Seth Chambers is starting to realize you only got so much time left in this game. You better start turning up the volume now if you guys want to take this dub.
That'll bring up second down.
Looks like they're running out of that double back set again. So looks like we're at least going to be faking some type of motion to the handoff here.
Weathersby back there with Quentin Vaughn. Fakes the handoff to Vaughn, keeps it for himself, rolls up the right side, looking for a big block as he goes up the sideline. He's pushed out of bounds. That's number 6, Seth Chambers again.
Tick, 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 tick. I keep seeing seconds run off that clock.
Yeah, if you're going to make a move, I suggest doing it. Somebody's got to make a move now, but these defenses are playing their tails off.
Oh, and we hear a little chant coming in from the crowd as well. Nice to see Cincinnati turning it up today.
Speaking of turning it up, it looks like the sun wants to turn it up a little bit. We've had some overcast here the whole game, and now all of a sudden the sun decides, hey, we're going to peek out. We're going to give them a little heat. Shout out to the Heat in the NBA Finals for losing.
Man. Oh, gosh. Yeah, what a crazy series is happening over there right now.
The pitch to Tyree Bolden. Tyree Bolden trying to find a hole, but he is wrapped up and thrown to the ground. That's number 17, Aubrey Harris, on the tackle.
Unfortunately, he was just trying to do too much in that situation. Not a whole lot was going on, you know.
He tried to cut back across the field, and it was...
The Heist is doing a really good job of containing that jet sweep. Probably because they do a pretty good job running it on offense.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the Chaos needs to run into their Swiss Army knife and pull something else out.
Well, they see a lot of it, you know, probably in practice and things like that. So, you know, it's like once you start seeing those line up, it's like, hey, well, we know what's going to happen.
Just clocking in for you right now. It looks like it's going to be 4th and 11, and we're at the 20-yard line.
That's Keno Thomas looking to pass. Getting some pressure off the left side. Oh, and that's big pick. That's an interception.
One defender, Harley Wolfenbarger.
Number 7, John Harley Wolfenbarger.
Wow, what an incredible play. You know, stepping out of position and playing a lot of that slot corner and free safety most of the day. He went out and got him one just then.
And I think we called that earlier in the game. We said, if he's going to be roaming around in that free safety position, you better be careful. You better be careful.
Yeah, that's a scary situation to be. Like, yeah, you might miss out on a step having Jaquan Jackson come down and play in slot corner, but you get every bit of the range that he does have being able to make those plays. So here we go, an incredible change of events right here. It looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Looks like we got Darrell Marshall still in at cornerback.
Adam, it's still not fixed.
Now we do have a 2 wide receiver set at the top of the screen. Are they going to go for it all right here? A little bit of communication with the running back there. The
Marshall drops back, rolls around, and he's tackled. Met on the play. The first hit on that play was number 2, Ed Hahn.
They met him quick. One, it looks as if he just got a little bit outside, a little bit too quick, and as that field started to narrow down on him, there wasn't nowhere to go forward. So unfortunately, he's just got to go down in that play. You got to live to fight another day. Can't go hurting yourself out there in the scrum of the sidelines. But right here, man, you're looking at a second down at the 6-yard line. That's got to be a little bit worrisome from a quarterback who has all the football experience in the world, just maybe not from the Q in position.
But he's playing a heck of a game. I mean, you can't say nothing. I mean, to come in here last minute, to come in and do the things that he's doing is fantastic. And to keep this game in a tie ball game.
Oh, yeah, it's incredible to see what Darrell Marshall's doing. He's definitely proven to everybody how much of an athlete is this game. We're definitely going to be seeing a highlight reel from him after this.
It's coming through mine, he said. He said he can hear him in the background. Yeah. That's going to be a safety! A safety for the Sin City Chaos!
How incredible. It's so incredible to see it. Now, did they stop him on momentum from the 2-yard line? What is it that's happening there?
Let's take a look and see what this is here. Ladies and gentlemen,
not
a safety.
You want to be here in the Covington Heist shoes in this situation in time.
And they're just pushing forward. They're trying to get their backs away from the end zone right now. They definitely don't want anything bad to happen there. I mean, with the scare of the safety, I mean, you got to.
Definitely reminds me a little bit of watching some of that rugby film in my old rugby days, buddy. Pushing that scrum forward. It seemed to have warmed up considerably here in the last 10 minutes. It feels great outside. The sun is really starting to give you a different look for the field here.
Well, it has definitely turned into a beautiful day, I'll tell you that. I thought it was going to rain all day, and got the sun peeking out on this beautiful Cincinnati Sunday afternoon.
Yes, sir. We're live from Roselawn in the heart of Cincinnati, right across the street from the old Cincinnati Gardens.
And on this 4th down here, we're going to do a 3-on-1 punt. So
wow.
That's Dre Pope. You got to be careful. Oh, okay, he stepped out. I was going to say you got to be real careful with Dre because Dre will take one to the house. He did it last week.
Now, I'll tell you what, for giving the arm strength and putting it where he put it, that was a pretty decent one. Looked like to be about a 45-yard toss, 50-yard toss. So if you're the Chaos, you got to be looking at this situation as to like, all right, this is possibly going to be it. The offense has been running a little bit slow in its last 2 series. They definitely need to find a way to change the momentum of this game, which seems to be favoring considerably in the Heist, although they've got the ball at 2:44 left in the 4th.
And you'll have to bear with us here, ladies and gentlemen. We are having some technical difficulties here in the booth. I do apologize. My broadcast partner's mic is slowly but surely going out. We think there may be a short of some kind, but we are working on getting that fixed right now. As you got Tyree Bolden going up at the sideline.
Wow, what an incredible change of events, folks.
That'll be a 1st and 10 Chaos.
That was the exact momentum changer that they needed. Things were running a little bit stagnant there for a couple of plays. Things were coming off a little bit slow. I'm starting to see a little bit of energy coming up from the other sideline here. Keno taking a big hit on the sideline there.
Big hit by Tamar Miller. That's one guy you don't want to get hit by for sure.
Absolutely not. We've definitely had our bouts together. He's a big dude. He's coming up off that edge. He's definitely a playmaker on that outside.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are at a 2-minute warning here. 2 minutes to go to pay dirt.
Tevin Redmond pushing forward past the 35-yard line. Looks like he's down at about the, the 26, 27-yard line there. Definitely proven time and time again that he's the guy to go to at the running back game. You know, he is just their ultimate utility player. He turns up the volume for you on defense. You have two running backs that aren't here today. He inserts himself in that running back position. He keeps pushing himself forward. Single back set.
All right, and you got Keno Thomas trying to make a man miss, but he's tackled low. And you see that's once again number 7, John Wolfenbarger.
Yep. He's coming up quick from that slot corner position, too. I think that they're starting to anticipate the runs to the right side just because he also has the throwing ability from there. I have yet to see Keno Thomas motion out to the left and still get the ball off on that side of the field. Keno Thomas playing a great game today, by the way.
Oh, he for sure is. He's got a second down here, 2nd and 6. With the handoff there to Tevin Redmond. That's wrapped up again. That's number 5, Tone Scott.
That's a lot of green, you know. I saw 6, 7 green jerseys over there, and I only saw 2 yellow ones.
We're getting down to the wire here, Dale. I mean, we're still at a tie ball game. We might be going into overtime here. A little extra football for you ladies and gentlemen there watching at home.
Yeah, it's definitely shaping up to be one hell of a battle here between the Chaos and Heist, and I may not see a a winner decided before the end of this ball game. Looks like it's going to be OT. But it looks like a referee timeout currently on the field. And just as a reminder to everybody, in case if you're thinking about the overtime rules, we did play in an overtime match. The QC Crush took on the Covington Heist in last year's final A7FL Cincinnati matchup. And usually how it works out is they just take it out from the 20. You get 4 downs, and you do get a first down after the 10-yard gains. So as to where have the rules changed from last year to this year? I do not believe so. Pretty sure it's still the same objective, but I guess we'll see here shortly. As we're inside 1 minute, Chaos have the ball, Heist on defense, but the Heist are swarming to the ball.
And both teams still have 2 timeouts left. Let's just be clear here. The winner of this game, whether or not this, by miraculous here they score or it goes into overtime and we get a winner, the winner of this game goes on July 9th, Final Four. And it looks like we've already heard that the night crawlers are coming up here, to Cincinnati, because Cincinnati's hosting that game. So
yes, the Tampa Night Crawlers with the mention of Dominique Rogers.
that's a handoff to Paris Weathersby around their outside.
Going the wrong way.
Pushed down
though.
by the big man, Jacob Mayday May.
Look at this, folks. I don't think the Chaos have been in this position all season. If I'm not mistaken, this is about to be a 4th and 12 on the 28-yard line, 27-yard line.
Looks about right.
This is crazy. We're really starting to see things turn around here for the Heist. Will the momentum of the A7FL Cincinnati season go in the Chaos's favor, but the playoffs in the Heist favor? It looks as if we're going to find out here in the next 30 seconds of game time.
It'll be a timeout Chaos, like we said. So that's 1 timeout left for the Chaos, 2 for the Heist.
It's a smart timeout.
It is. I mean, you gotta play to the clock right now. I mean, you got to figure out a way to, end up. I mean, essentially, they're wanting to punch one in right now. I mean, that's just what it has to be. I mean, if you don't want to go to OT, you got to put one in now.
Chaos wants so bad to run the ball right now, but they're looking at that yard marker, and I think they're starting to realize they got to be a little bit more crafty than that. We're looking at 4th and a lot.
4th and 12.
We're looking at gut wrench time. It's either put up or go home, because this is the knockout round of the A7FL Cincinnati Championship playoffs. They better figure out a way to do it and figure out how to do it right now, because this is it.
And this is what you play for, man. I mean, this is exactly what you play the game for, is moments like this, these clutch moments where any of these guys could end up being a superstar right now. Right now. It doesn't matter which team. You make a big defensive play with 21 seconds left on the clock. You're the superstar of the day. You send the game into OT, you give your team another chance. But for the Chaos, if you're one of those guys that puts one in and scores that tutty, that's it.
This play right here is going to be on a highlight reel. I can almost guarantee it. This is probably the biggest play of the year for both of these teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 21 seconds left. 4th and 12. Let's see what happens. You've got Quentin Vaughn taking the snap right now. Vaughn dropping back, looking to pass, getting some solid pressure. That's a big man. You got to wrap him up. Aubrey Huff fighting with him, or Aubrey Harris. And that's an interception. That's an interception. Unless he stepped out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it.
Either way, I believe that's a turnover on downs right there.
Either way, that's a turnover on downs, yeah.
Now, I will tell you what was very surprising was seeing Keno Thomas at the bottom of the screen doing that wide receiver cross pattern. And then he started to roll, our guy started to roll out to the left. Do you think that he was eyeing him the whole time and he just couldn't catch up to him?
One would say, yeah. I mean, I would have to agree with your assessment on that one for sure. I mean, it's hard to tell right now, especially when your back's against the wall, it's 4th and long. You got to kind of start pulling the things out. So
absolutely. Well, you got Pope and Redmond in gold right now, and you got to run it through those guys. And yes, we are just getting a quick rule confirmation on the OT rules. I did inform you correctly. Nothing has changed from last year, folks. Really looking forward to a possible OT matchup here, but I would tell you what would be even more exciting. A Seth Chambers wheel route up the left sideline for a touchdown.
Marshall getting some pressure. That's Ed Hahn looking for the sack. And he is sacked deep.
Ed Hahn, wow, the owner of the 82 Chargers football team doing things himself today and getting in there and breaking it up. Looks like we're going into 2nd down and a ton of yards.
2nd down. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and 21.
Holy shnikes, that's a lot.
But it looks like we got another timeout here for the Covington Heist?
It's so weird because I keep thinking momentum's going this way, momentum's going this way. Look at how energized they are. Look at how this team's kind of reacting to this. You would think that the Heist were winning this ball game.
Did they call it timeout or is it game over?
This is actually the first time that I've seen the Chaos kind of.
OT, we're done. So
It looks as if we just ran into overtime, folks.
yeah. So it'll be a instead of it being a turnover on downs there or whatever it was a that's the end of the game. So now we're looking into overtime. Your score here, the Ohio Division Championship game. Your number 1 ranked Cincinnati Chaos and your number 2 ranked Covington Heist knotted up at 12.
This is crazy. This is such an incredible sight to see. It certainly would be compared to as a David versus Goliath situation, and I genuinely think that David has the momentum in this particular point in time.
I wish we had a multi-cam system today if we weren't dealing with so many issues here in the press box, because I would love to get a good shot of the A7FL Championship belt down there on the sideline.
Wow, look at that. That's an incredible piece of hardware right there, folks.
I'm sure we'll get something here to you guys shortly when the game is over, but that is a nice championship belt.
Look at that thing. That is a beaut right there. Wow, they're showing it to us right now.
He's trying. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that on the stream without the other cam, unfortunately. But we'll see what we can do. We'll definitely see what we can do.
Who's taking home the hardware today, folks? Nut up or shut up, people.
So as we're kind of waiting on overtime to start up here, we're just going to see who receives the ball first.
Yes, and it looks as if we're not going to be doing the 3-on-1 throw-off. We're going to be rolling right into college-style rules, getting the ball at the 25-yard line and punching it in.
And if you take a look down there, that's the A7FL Championship belt. That is what the winning team of this matchup is going to receive at the end of this game.
Oh, that is a beaut right there, folks.
Listen, WWE ain't got nothing on that. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh, no, I haven't seen yeah, that looks better than the 1997 NWO Championship belt. I'll tell you that much. Iconic.
Shout out to the WWE, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, whether you're a wrestler, a lacrosse player, a rugby player, a football player, there's always room, a baseball player, there's always room for you over here at the A7FL. We're always looking for great athletes. Contact your local representative in the city closest to you to try to get yourself on a squad.
No clock for the...
I don't think so.
They just
No,
it's basically
no
just
clock.
so it's no clock. They just get a chance to score
Alright, so
on the
Yep.
from the 20. I guess it's from the 25 yard line.
It's like college rules for
Gotcha.
the 25.
Makes sense. Okay,
You don't know about college.
that'll work.
Yeah, so as you may or may not see on the bottom of your screen, there's no play clock.
All right, go. I'm going to bring you guys back hot now and go.
Wait, yeah, the wrong one. Alrighty. So here we are, heading into overtime here, and it looks like
The team captains are going to meet in the center of the field, and we're going to do the official coin toss. Let's see how that all works out. So you got Jaquan Jackson and Keno Thomas representing their both respectable teams. Definitely two talented athletes out there on the field.
without a doubt, totally agree with that.
I don't think Jaquan Jackson's had the ball thrown his way all day today.
That's JJ Island, man. What
Yeah,
you know
man.
about that?
Can't be messing around over there.
No, you can't.
And also, if I'm
You
not
caught on JJ Island,
if
man.
I'm
You
not
better have
mis-
some water.
If I'm not mistaken, in the CDFL Summer Super Draft, he was the #1 overall pick as well.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, the dude is a stud. Believe it or not, he also plays a little bit of quarterback as well when needed. But I'll tell you what, Keno Thomas, he also has a very good semi-pro resume for himself, too. He is a wide receiver and quarterback for the Northern Kentucky Wolfpack. They are a team in the BCFL here in Cincinnati.
Shout out the Wolfpack. That's the first year season, isn't it? This
Oh,
year,
yes,
I believe.
sir. We also got Matt Conway in the stands. He's also a Northern Kentucky Wolfpack guy as well. Shout out to Matt.
Another fantastic player here in the A7FL. If there's one thing you can't take away from the A7FL is the amount of talent that runs through this league.
Oh, exactly. I know, right? Like, don't let the 1-5 record fool you. I would honestly say Matt Conway and Wardell Brown are exceptional talents at the tight end and defensive end position. I mean, they bring it every freaking play, dog.
So it looks like it's going to be
Looks like
a Covington Heist to open up here. Yeah.
Wow.
And as we had mentioned
okay.
before, this is kind of similar to college rules. Each team, there's no clock. Each team has, 4 chances, I would assume, to get into the end zone from the 25-yard line.
Well, no, you do get first down marker as well, too.
Okay, so then there's first down markers to make it to the goal line. Each team gets a chance, and I believe after each team gets a shot, you have to go for 2 after that, correct?
Yes. So it's going to be kind of similar rules as to like with the NCAA. Obviously, we ain't got no kicking out here. No kicking tees, no nothing. So what we got to do is they got to make the decision. Are you going to go for 1 and play it safe? Or are you going to go for 2 and solidify your chances of winning?
It's a handoff to Seth Chambers. Seth Chambers tries to power his way forward, and he's wrapped up by a gang of Cincinnati Chaos players.
Now, what they need to do here, if you're on the green sideline, you got to bring the volume. If I'm over there and I'm the coach of the Covington Heist today, I'm screaming. I'm getting everybody jacked up right now.
That should bring up second down, but I think they need to fix the marker down there on the field, I believe. So there's the marker change there. 2nd and 10, no gain on the play. Seth Chambers back there with Marshall. Chambers takes the fake handoff, but Marshall throws it downfield.
Marshall getting the open guy.
And that's almost a huge catch there by Isaiah Lovelace, but that is shut down quick by number 21, Dre Pope.
Wow. What an incredible play by the PFL implant. Dre Pope coming in and making a lights-out defensive stop right here, making them getting pushed into a 3rd down and 9 situation.
And I'll tell you something about Dre Pope here. Just a real quick aside about him is I found out that he has a fantastic TikTok and YouTube account where he does mic'd up and stuff during games. So if you want any on the field content, I definitely check him out on TikTok and YouTube for sure.
Absolutely.
I wish I could find what the plug is for those. But I'm telling you, just type it in. You'll find it.
Somebody in the live comments, please pull our guy in.
Because his content's cool, and it's not just A7FL. It's the semi-pro stuff and everything else. I mean, he does a great job editing those videos.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I've seen a lot of him. He also does very good work for the Clifton Development Flag League as well. Shout out to the CDFL. A lot of our guys in green are from that league.
Aubrey Harris up top, but it looks like timeout, Covington Heist.
And that's a smart timeout. They're looking a little bit stagnant on offense right now. You haven't really done squat first or second play. And at the end of the play, everybody's kind of standing up all lackadaisical. They need to start running downhill right now. They need to get back to their bread and butter.
Not to cut you off, but I like lackadaisical. Is that a word of the day calendar? What are we doing here? I like that. That's nice. You don't hear that on the broadcast very often. I like that.
Yes, sir.
But I agree. I agree with you. I mean, it's a good timeout. They've got to. I think at this point, it's time to readjust and think about what you're doing because it is 3rd down. It's 3rd and long.
They had such an incredible stop at the end of the game there, which should have possibly been like an interception if and when the time wasn't at the 0 marker, so on and so forth. But what I'm kind of seeing right now is I can understand where both teams are a little bit tired, but we need a little bit more vocalization over here. This is it, folks. You've got one shot to continue. You've got one shot to prove yourself up against those big bad boys out east. The big teams out west. Show them all how it's done. Everybody gets to come here to Cincinnati and watch you play. Do you want to be in the sidelines or up in the booth like me? Or do you actually want to be out on the field? I know I'd rather have my ass out on the field.
Hey, man, I agree with that. I haven't played football in years, and I still want to go out there and play, man. This looks like a lot of fun.
It's such an exciting game to be a part of. I was playing adult baseball and adult softball for a couple of years, and when I saw that this was moving to Cincinnati, it gave me that push to get back in the league.
So this 3rd down play, Marshall Rolling to his left. Thrown, and it's intercepted! That's Paris Weathersby! Paris Weathersby is streaking down the field! Weathersby to the 30! To the 20! To the 10! To the goal line! And that's it! Ladies and gentlemen, with the back up in the end zone!
That's it, but I think that's it!
That is Paris Weathersby with the huge overtime pick six.
Gotta be
Oh my
smarter with the
goodness!
football on that. I'll tell
Oh
you
my goodness!
We gotta get a confirmation on that. Everything.
Wow!
But if that's the ending to such an incredible game like this, I am shocked.
That
I'm
says
so
it. That
shocked.
tells you everything you need to know. If that's not on the national feed tomorrow for a highlight, I'll be shocked. That is fantastic. What a walk-off. That's a walk-off win.
If that's not number one on the national highlight reel, then you better know it's Ohio against the world.
I'm telling you right now, they just put Cincinnati's division on the map. The Ohio division is on the map right now.
Yep, everybody's going out and getting their chaos.
And that
flags
looks like
tomorrow.
that's going to be the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Your score and going to the Final Four on July 9th is your number one ranked Sin City Chaos by a score of 18-12. Thank you so much to the Covington Heist, by the way. You can't take nothing away from them. What a hard-fought game.
What a devastating blow by the Heist to have such an incredible season. Only one little notch, only one little nick from the Chaos the last time. Other than that, they went 4-1 and had a great year. For your year to end on that, gosh, that's got to be deflating.
But what an absolute play by Paris Weathersby. I mean, Lord have mercy.
It just shows time and time again, you start to recruit that semi-pro talent, it's just a little bit sharper than them flag guys.
And once again, we can't take nothing away from the Covington Heist. They did a fantastic job this game. I think a lot of people did not expect this game to go the way that it did throughout the entire game. If they can pull some things together for next year, I think they're going to have a fantastic year next season for sure.
I think that the Chaos have definitely got to tip their hats and, give a little extra dapping up to the Heist today. They were able to come out and hold their own in a situation where, honestly, even us up in the booth were wondering when this game was going to start to turn in the Chaos's way.
I mean, you got to think, too. I mean, it's the first team all year. And it happens in the championship game that have taken them to the wire.
Yep.
But ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to go ahead and sign off here. Once again, your number one ranked Ohio Division Sin City Chaos punched their ticket to the Final Four on July 9th, right here, Woodward High School. We'll find out who they're taking on here soon. I believe you said would be the winner of the Las Vegas teams?
It's going to be the winner of the Las Vegas teams. Maybe we'll see Trey Robinson and the Insomniacs make their way into town. We'll have to show them a good time.
Well, ladies and
It's just
gentlemen,
gonna be an upset.
you'll have to tune in on July 9th to find that out. I'm sure the announcement will be made before then, but I know for sure we got one exciting team here going into the Final Four representing the Ohio Division. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Schreiber, and for my co-anchor, Dale Hathaway, we want to say thank you so much for joining this A7FL broadcast. Have a good one, guys.